after a week's hiatus, it's time for a Matt Attack, a non-sporting Matt Attack no less, is the departure from One Direction of Zayn Malik. I couldn't give a fuck. There you go, I really couldn't give a fuck. He was part of a massively successful band which I despise passionately. He's a multi-millionaire. He says that he's let the band down. Don't care. Really couldn't give two craps about it. This is a man who basically quit a band because he was supported with his arm and a girl. If you can't give me your pants, mate, you shouldn't be with a woman in the first place. That's my personal opinion on that. But what really gets me is how the press have reacted to this. Oh, it's the biggest news story of the week. No, I'm sorry. Yes, this guy has left one of the biggest bands on the planet. But a bigger story this week was the tragic loss of Lil Chris Hardman, who was a very, very talented man. I saw in the West End scene Loserville the musical myself. Bloody nice guy. He also is a massive advocate of anti-bullying, which is something I stand for. And he was reduced to a mere footnote on the BBC website. I do not get this. How can someone who actually had a positive impact on people other than just looking hot? Seriously, I mean, personally, I didn't think he was actually a singer. And if One Direction carry on without him, then it's not going to make much difference. But I don't understand how someone who died and was a huge talent is getting less media coverage than someone who's at the band. And on the subject of media coverage, I've also got a bee in my bonnet this week about the Top Gear fiasco that's been going on. Jamie Clarkson this week was relieved of his duties as Top Gear presenter. Not a shocker after all that's come out. It's not a shocker that he has been sacked, or as I personally saw words of being not renewed. It actually was better have got paying compensation out of our money. Okay, so that's fine. But the thing is that everyone's now speculating, where's he going? Who's going to be next? Will the director be suing him? But there isn't suing him apparently. But it's now a case of people have actually threatened the Director General Tony Hall with death threats because he relieved him of his duties. What the fuck? It's a TV show. Clarkson committed assault on the man. If it actually is true, he should be in jail for that. I'm surprised that the British prosecutors aren't already acting on it themselves, to be brutally honest. Anyway, I've now vented. Another thing that's been in the news this week is Dermot O'Leary's left the X Factor. No particularly watched it, but a lot of people have been talking about it because I do watch Top Gear. And he's the 6-1 favourite to be the new host of Top Gear. Personally, I want Jodie Kidd, but you know, my opinion doesn't matter for anything. Yeah, Dermot O'Leary left the X Factor, depending which source you read. One says he quit, one says he was sacked. Either way, Simon Cowell, replacing a charismatic man like Dermot O'Leary with Caroline Flack and Ollie Murs is not good business. Ollie Murs is a lovely guy. He's an Essex boy like myself, but he's not Dermot O'Leary. Okay, that's like trying to get Max Boyce and ending up with Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's completely different. Okay, you can't replace one ex-boy with another. We're all different. It's not going to work, Simon. Sorry. As I mentioned earlier, I was lucky enough to see Lil Chris Hardman in performance in the West End a couple of years ago, and he was fantastic. He looked like he wanted to be there. He thoroughly enjoyed himself on the stage. I enjoyed watching him. He was a talent, and he will be sorely missed by this fan. Rest in peace, Chris. This brings the sports-free edition of the Matt Attack to a close. Double header this week, so we're going to have one later on today. This one will be heavily sports, obviously, because there's been no sports in this one. So, apologies in advance, but you have been warned. I'm Matt. I'm out of here.